I never imagined I'd be the one filming a viral takedown from my porch swing, heart pounding like a jackhammer, as our neighborhood's resident tyrant got zip-tied right there on the saloon steps. It started with a single email blast from Karen Hargrove, HOA president, busybody extraordinaire, and the woman who'd once fined me for my truck's offensive bumper sticker, declaring walkers and canes banned from communal spaces because, get this, they were tripping hazards to the aesthetically pleasing flow. And yeah, she CC'd the whole subdivision, complete with a Photoshop diagram of a cane toppling a fictional toddler like dominoes. By noon, the old-timers poker game at the Silver Spur Saloon, a ramshackle community spot we'd all chipped in to restore with its swinging doors and neon longhorns, had turned into ground zero for her latest crusade. Picture me, Jake Harlan, 42-year-old welder with a bad knee from a mill accident, hobbling in on my own crutch just to back up my crew. The Spur wasn't some dusty relic. It was our Friday ritual in this sun-baked corner of suburban Austin, where retirees from the VFW mixed with young families nursing IPAs under the exposed beams. We'd poured sweat equity into it after the 22 floods. Me hammering rafters, my buddy Tito wiring the jukebox, turning a condemned eyesore into a haven for folks like my dad, who'd lost his stride to Parkinson's but never his drawl. That afternoon, the air hummed with Waylon Jennings on the speakers and the clink of long necks, until Karen stormed in like a Category 5, her Lululemon yoga pants swishing like Judgment Day. "This is a liability nightmare," she barked, waving her iPad like a sheriff's badge. "Those contraptions are cluttering the entrance. Out. Now." The room froze. Old Mr. Ramirez, 78 and fresh off hip surgery, gripped his red-handled walker tighter, his mustache twitching under a faded ranger's cap. "Contraptions? Darlin', this here's my third leg. You gonna ban my oxygen tank next?" Laughter rippled, but Karen doubled down, her voice climbing to that shrill pitch that could shatter Coors bottles. She snatched a cane from Widow Jenkins, sweet as pecan pie, 82, who'd walked 3 miles daily since her husband passed, and flung it toward the door like toxic waste. "See? It's already warping the vibe. We're a gated community, not a nursing home flea market." Phones came out. Murmurs swelled into a chorus of "what the hell?" and "call the board." I felt it then, that slow boil in my gut, the same rage that had simmered since she evicted the single mom down the street for unkempt planters last summer. This wasn't about safety. It was her flex, her way of policing frailty like it offended her vision boards and kale smoothies. As she lunged for another walker, bellowing about lawsuits and preserving property values, I hit record. The comments would later explode. Ableist nightmare. HOA hell. Texas justice incoming. By sunset, the saloon had morphed into a full-on rebellion. Word spread like wildfire on Nextdoor. Hashtags flying, neighbors piling in with coolers and folding chairs. Dad, parked at the bar with his cane hooked on a stool like a six-shooter, raised a toast. To Karen's clipboard, "May it rust in peace." She didn't back off, though. Oh no. She dialed 911 herself, screaming about trespassers endangering residents, while blocking the door, her face beet red under the string lights. That's when the cops rolled up, 2 no-nonsense deputies from Travis County, badges glinting like they'd seen this rodeo before. Turns out, Texas law doesn't take kindly to seizing medical aids. It's assault plain and simple with a side of discrimination that could bury you in ADA violations. They cuffed her right there, mid-sentence, but the rules, the aesthetics. As flashbulbs popped and cheers erupted, she twisted in their grip, spitting venom about ungrateful peasants ruining her legacy. But the video I'd uploaded was already at 50K views, painting her as the villain in a viral storm of outrage. Watching her get loaded into the squad car, pleather seat creaking under her, I didn't feel triumph, just a hollow ache for the pettiness that poisons places like ours. The HOA board dissolved her presidency by dawn, fines raining down like confetti, but the damage lingered, trust fractured, old wounds reopened. Dad raised his cane that night, tapping it like a metronome to friends in low places. "Son," he said, eyes misty over his phone, "some folks trip over their own egos." We laughed, But as the saloon emptied under a star-pricked sky, I wondered if we'd ever rebuild without the scars. Karen? Last I heard, she's lawyered up in a condo across town, posting passive-aggressive real estate memes. Bitter pill, that one. But damn if it didn't taste like sweet tea revenge.